All right, first and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. A peace and salutations to the hopeful elect and the Speckelberg Israelite foreigners. Yahweh is the one they ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shai is the one they ignorantly call Jesus. Bahashim is in the name. Rakah is spirit. Quadash is holy. Achium is brothers. Akwaf is sisters. And Shalom means peace in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. Okay, so one of the things I want to get into is unrighteous decrees. I've been touching that a lot, I would say, the past month. Unrighteous decrees, even in my personal life, even in your lives, Akim, you probably deal with a lot of unrighteous decrees, especially in this wicked kingdom or queendom that we're in. Unrighteous decrees such as child support, inflation, getting low pay, all types of stuff. Anyhow, currently, like where I live, we have some people that come over here. One of the things that I want to talk about is solar panels. Now, they wanted to put solar panels on the house. So I told them, I said no. I don't want to, it makes no sense. The reason why it makes no sense to put solar panels on a house is because you're still tied in to the grid. What grid am I talking about? I'm talking about the grid of Esau Edom. Okay, the electrical company. You see, what they would do is they would take the solar panels and connect it to the grid, and then the grid, the electric company that's already in place, will credit you your money as your bill goes down. So let's say eventually you have zero bill, right? And what happens is when you have a zero bill and now you are making electricity, the grid, the company, the electric company will go ahead and reimburse you, not reimburse, but they will credit you, they will give you money for the electricity that you are technically generating. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to work. Okay? But I was always against it. And in the spirit, to me, it didn't make any sense. Because if I get solar panels and I'm harvesting the energy, okay, from the sun, why am I connected to the grid? You see? Why, if I want solar panels, I should be able to get solar panels and not rely on the grid, on the power grid. Okay? And this was one of the things I thought about, man, when solar panels first just came out. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. In my spirit, it just never dwelt in my spirit right, because it just didn't feel right. If I bought solar panels right now for $250, I can get my 2 solar panels and possibly a little bit more money. I can get myself a nice battery so it could store energy. Anyways, long story short, I've never gotten solar panels, never will I get solar panels and put it on top of my house connected to the grid. And this video that I'm about to show is one of the reasons why, because you can never trust thy enemy. You can't trust your enemies. Alright? And if you don't know who your enemies are by now, I'll tell you. The main enemy, Achium, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, You are the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And your enemies, your enemy, the main one, is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? Now, I want you to listen to this video and listen to what these people are saying. It's a 6-minute video. But the first, let me do I want to, let me see. File. I can't remember where it's I brought it out the other day. But yeah, never trust thy enemy. So let's go ahead and just play the video. But yeah, that's the main point. Never trust thy enemy. All right. And listen how these people are being dealt unrighteous decrees by their own government. All right. Here we go. Turn that off there.
We don't expect to be punished when we do the right thing. But soon, millions of homes and businesses will pay the price for going green. If you've got solar, you'll have to pay power companies to store it.
Free EV charging. Come on, guys. Stay for a couple of hours.
Are you for real? Is it for free?
Yes, it's for free, mate. Please stay a couple of hours and make you a cup of tea. Just hang around.
Okay, top me up.
Marcus is on a mission
Just take the lead. Use anything, okay?
to give away his power.
I'll get it back about 6, 7 o'clock, all right?
Okay, thank you, Marcus.
Before he's charged for it. Probably can't stop looking at that thing.
It's like a taxi meter. It's sucking money.
Marcus calls it
It's the Great Solar Stitch-Up.
that leads all the way to the halls of power in Canberra.
Mate, would you like some free power? I got too much.
Now, forgive me for this video. I mean, this Looney Tune here, you know, he just, please, I know Akim, I know. Just bear with me, okay? Let's get through this, and you'll see where they talk about the unrighteous decrees of what's taken place. Alrighty.
Too much solar power.
And this crusading customer isn't alone.
This is a kick in the guts for the everyday Australian who's been looking after their bottom line.
It appears nearly every man and his dog's about to cop it in the socket.
Only 3 hours to go, baby.
Okay, Betsy's not hitting the treadmill for 3 hours, and Marcus isn't drying a lone sock. This is a bit ridiculous, isn't it?
I tell you what's ridiculous.
He's at pains to point out a looming power problem.
It's ridiculous now that they encouraged us to do solar for 15 years, and now they're going to smack us if we want to export it.
3.5 million Aussie homes and businesses are like mini power stations. Till now, these solar converts have been receiving money from power companies for every extra kilowatt of electricity they send to the grid. But soon, a solar switch will be flicked, and it'll be the power punters who pay.
We're being punished for doing the right thing, following the government's recommendation, getting a rebate, getting solar, and now at the end of the road, suddenly I'm being the cash cow for the energy retailers.
But that's normally how it works. You see, and I don't understand. Well, not that I don't understand, Akim. I know through the scriptures why these things are happening, who we have in rulership. You know, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right? And we know who's in rulership. But just like this, you know, this guy here, yeah, I'm assuming he's a Edomite. You know, he trusts the government. Who runs the government? You know? It's like, come on. How much... Like, what is it going to take? What is it going to take for you guys to see that the person who's in charge right now, the one who's running things, is literally running it straight to the ground. He's charging you, he's taxing you for every little thing that you do. And soon they're going to have complete control. And that's why we're waiting for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to return. Alright, let's continue.
It appears the electricity network can't handle the influx of power being sent to the grid. The network needs upgrading, and solar consumers will foot the bill.
Since 2006, solar has grown exponentially. So somebody in the planning department for the energy network could have worked out 10 years ago that we're going to be in this position here right now. But they did nothing about it.
Has the government been asleep at the wheel?
I think that the uptake of solar has occurred at a pace that has probably exceeded expectations all around. So I do think we are catching up.
Anna Collier is the chair of the Australian Energy Market.
Pause. You know, we're being charged. We have to pay for water. Does that not like bother you, Akim Akwaf? The fact that we have to pay for water that comes from the sky. Here in Florida, we can get it out of the ground. Like, they're taxing you for the things that are just in exist, supposed to be at our how do you say it? At our disposal. Man. Anyways, you guys heard it. That's pretty much the gist of it. Let's go ahead and get the scriptures. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Okay? That is an unrighteous decree, to go ahead and push solar panels on everybody. I mean everybody. They do their best. Right now, you know, the power went out not too long ago. I would say maybe about a week ago. We've been having some storms here in Florida. And I come outside to see if it's everyone, if it was just my house. And it turned out it was everyone. Now, the first person who's outside is my neighbor, not too far down, right there in yelling distance, outside checking his house because he's without power. So I yelled over to him, and I'm like, but here's the funny thing. He's got solar panels. He's got solar panels, and his electricity went out. Why is that? Because you're tied to the grid. Now, I'm pretty sure he could flick a switch and the battery kicks in. Okay. But he was outside scratching his head, wondering, like, what's going on. Alright, but I yelled over to him, like, hey, your power's out? He's like, yeah. I said, hey, any word on, when it's going to come back on or anything? Have you heard any updates? He's like, no. And then, he just went about his way. But, ain't that something? You got solar panels on your house and your electricity still went out. Tied to the grid. Now, grant you, we can't escape these curses. We can't escape. So, I mean, you could avoid it sometimes. But these unrighteous decrees, they make these unrighteous decrees. And this may be happening in Australia, I believe. But what will happen is this will trickle down to eventually over here in the U.S. Or if it's probably already happening in the U.S. Let's go ahead and get another scripture. Let's go ahead and read that in NIV. Yeah, right here, tools. Let's get in NIV. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees. Isn't that an oppressive decree? To sell you solar panels and then later down the line say, all right, well, listen, we were giving you money, credit, fitting the bill, but guess what? We don't have enough space to store the electricity, so you have to pay us to store it now. And this is why you shouldn't be tied to the grid. Because if you had your own solar panels, in a sense, right? And it was just always in my spirit, it just didn't make sense. If you had your own solar panels, that means you have your own solar battery, your battery, and you just charge that battery with your solar panels. There's the electricity. And yeah, you do have to charge it, but you put your solar panels when it's daylight and, But now that you're tied to the grid, you don't have a choice. Because they're coming up with these unrighteous decrees, and now you have to pay the bill. You see how bugged out that dude was? Let's go back. This dude is over there handing out free electricity. That, even though that's a little skit, but that's what this guy is doing. He's over there handing out. Let me mute this. Look at him. Talking to his neighbors. Free power. Handing it over. Anybody that wants power. He's even going to the stores, walking his dog. What was he doing? Putting one sock to in the washing machine and stuff. Bugged out, man. Bugged out. Look at him. Bugged out. Okay? Oh, man. But anyhow, let's go ahead and get Salakia. Psalms 58 and 1. I'm reading this in my sword here. Do ye need speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. And remember, heart means mind. In this case. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Okay? Now, grant you this isn't violent, but just imagine this guy, he can't get rid of that power that he's stored up, and now just imagine how much they're going to charge him. They can make that number high. So, you know how Esau get down. Esau just be charging people everything. I knew they were going to figure out a way to charge anyone for that. I just, in my spirit, man, the water Yahal Bashem Yahushai. But it all goes back to like the lesson I did. Never trust thy enemy. For like as iron rusteth, this is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself, and this is verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Okay? So, hey, the proof is out there. All right? You still want to trust in this government, but yet they have a whole track record of just doing unrighteous things. But yet, just like with this guy here, bugged out, he even said it himself. He trusted in them. And now look. And then I think later on in this video, he was talking to his neighbor. Look, he even has a dog on the treadmill. But he was even trying to get his neighbor to, one of his neighbors to use some electricity. And his neighbor goes, "Buddy, I got solar panels too." Everybody's got solar panels. And it's all tied to the grid. Man. Well, anyways, let me see if there's any more in this video. No, they just keep talking about the grid and some other things. But anyhow, that's pretty much it. Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Lord willing, this was edifying. Till the next time, Lord willing, Shalom.